I have the final images open in the Adobe Bridge, and I'm going to select a few of them. Now, by highlighting an image that I like, I can actually go and say label and add some stars. So in this case, I've added 5 stars to 3 of them. Once I pick that, then I can filter them by going to the filter in the menu and going to show only 5 stars. So these are the 3 files that I actually want to work with. This one I like for the overall shot, for the side. This one I like for this really nice highlight here, and this one I like for the overall type. So we're going to open these 3 and see if we can combine these 3 together to make a perfect shot. So I'm going to hold down my shift key, and we've got them all selected, and we'll open them up in Adobe Camera Raw. And first thing we'll do is say select all. We'll go to our profile, and we'll go from the standard Camera Raw profile to the custom profile. And that sort of boosted our red a little bit. We'll go back to our main window and maybe just kick it up just a little bit in exposure and a little touch in contrast, and I like having a little clarity and a little saturation, and that's looking pretty nice right there. So we'll open up all 3 images in Photoshop. We know that we can hold the shift key down and drag them together. If I just move one of them over, you can see that as I move one over, it'll just drop wherever I let it go. But if I hold my shift key, it's going to take this image and register it exactly on top of the other one. We'll do the same here. Click here and shift click and drag it over there, and then we can close these off, and we don't need these. Let's open up our layers panel, and we can see here that this is going to be the main image we want. And this one, I think we're just going to use a little bit of a highlight on the side, and we don't need to bring it in at 100%, of course. So we'll make that layer visible, make it active, and then we're going to add a black layer mask, because if I only want to add a small amount of that image, I want to start with a black layer mask and paint the image in. If I want the majority of the image and only want to remove a little bit, I'll start with a white layer mask and paint the image out. So I'll add a black layer mask by holding down the Option key or the Alt key on the PC and click the new layer mask icon. And we'll also do the same thing here to the top layer, make that visible for a second, and Option and new layer mask, like so. Now if at any one point I want to see that, I can hold my shift key down, click on that mask, puts an X through the mask, allows me to see what's there for a second to see where the highlight really belongs. So let's work with this left side first. As I click on that, we'll pick a soft brush, and we're going to check our brush information, make sure that we have a nice soft brush. I'm going to have shape dynamics turned off. We don't want it to start out with a point and get wider. We want it to be wide the whole time. Maybe just make it just a little smaller, make it easier to see. And I'm going to use a I'm going to open that brush a little bit bigger with my right bracket key, and I have this on a very, very low flow. And let's just give it a little stroke here, a couple of strokes, just to bring that highlight. That can be a little more, I like the way it kind of fades in, so it's a little stronger here. And if anything I don't like, I hit my X key and I can fade it back off. I don't really like it right here. I'm going to sort of start fading it back off. Just a slight highlight right in there. I can control just how big that highlight really is. I like that. We'll go to the other layer, click on that layer mask, and do the same thing here. We're on the layer mask, do a couple of strokes in here. Whoop, for some reason we're back to black again. Let's go back through here, a couple of strokes. I want to bring it in a little stronger, and then I'm going to go back to black and sort of take it back off a little again. Just so I can first I have to see where it is and how strong it's going to be. And that really adds it. If I need a little more, I'll go back to white, bring a little bit more up in here. Go to this one, maybe just a little bit more here. And pretty much that's all I really need to do. So without those two highlights, before, after, and I really like this because this is really nice and bright and snappy. Really, this shot is really ready to go. Flatten the image, turn it into the client, and we have a finished Coke ad, which is actually we'll you can see how nice that is when we blow that up big. We got a lot of information, a lot of detail in there. This could be used as a banner. It could be used on the side of a truck. It could be used in a vending machine. Lots of different ways that they could use this. And it's high enough res to basically go as large as we really need to. And it really looks fresh and very refreshing because of the the spritz on it and the light coming through it. Reads really well. We're all set.